Peace. I was thinking back, I was talking to the chat room earlier for DJ Eskimo's Morning Tea. Shout out to DJ Eskimo. Every single Monday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. My friend DJ Eskimo does a Mixcloud set that's like off the chain. And so I was talking about different shows that I had seen. He was playing some classics, and I started reminiscing to when I worked at the Howard, and I got a chance to see Morris Day, Shaka Khan, Dionne Warwick came through at one point, and I was just thinking about all of the old school kind of R&B acts that I've seen. I saw the OJs back in the day, and I started thinking about the way that I was feeling when I went to Denison. I was in charge of hospitality for this hip hop show called Culture Jam, and every year we would put on this hip hop show. It was like a week-long homage to hip hop, and so each day would represent a different element of hip hop. It would be like, spinning, DJing one day, all different types of things, like a battle jam, MCing one day, like all different types of things, and then we would have a concert at the end on Saturday. So while I was there, we brought Talib Kweli, we brought Jean Grey. I believe the Roots came. I want to say Ludacris came my freshman year. I want to say the Clips came, but I used to party a lot, so my memory is a little vague. But I know 112 came, and Juvenile came, Naughty by Nature came, and so I was in charge of hospitality. And the same thing at Howard Theater. I would take care of the artists. Basically, an artist has a writer, and they give a list of all the things that they want. Basically, they might say they want, I don't know, baked salmon and like steamed broccoli, rice pilaf. They may want, some Hennessy or some Ciroc, like whatever they like. They give us a list, we approve of it, and then we provide it for them. And so it was my job to make sure that everything on that list was met, that they were accommodated, that transportation was taken care of from the time that they got from the airport to the time that they got to whatever the vicinity, that the food was the right temperature, that everything tasted good, the Bunsen burners were working, all of the accommodations that they needed. That was my responsibility, and I did that for years. And I remember when I would work at the Howard, I would just be thinking like, man, I want to be on stage one day. And I would be watching them, and I would be like, in such admiration of the fact that they were courageous enough. And I know a lot of other people that were a part of the staff were in such admiration, and a lot of other people had music pursuits like I did. And we were in just such admiration that they had the courage to the bravery to actually step on stage and live their purpose. And one day I had an epiphany. I said, I don't want to live, like take the back seat to what I really desire to do. I actually want to do what I desire to do. And I say this to say that when we talk about souls, right? Because the whole reason I do what I do is my soul, exclusively. I thank my creator, but I wouldn't be able to dance if I didn't have a soul. I wouldn't be able to sing if I didn't have a soul. I couldn't write the songs that I write if I didn't have a soul. My soul is everything. It's like my battery of my music. It's the battery of my art. I have a particular issue with the soulless trying to live vicariously through the soulful. Like, adulthood is basically accepting your reality, right? Responsibility and accountability for your reality. So if you've chosen to sell your soul, that's a very personal decision. You said, hey, this is my soul, right? We all have one. And you said that there's a price for it, that you were willing to pay, that you were willing to accept a monetary exchange for your soul. You don't get to live vicariously through the soulful when you are soulless. I look at this situation, some of the things that I've been going through, and some of these people are very quick to try to lie and say it's anything but what it is. I know exactly what it is. It's not a matter of me being a threat in any way. I'm not engaging in any criminal activity whatsoever. It's as simple as I'm extraordinarily soulful. And the soulless literally want to leech off of the soulful. And we can use our culture, we can use hip hop culture as an example of this. I mean, you have these artists that are exceptional, amazing, athletic talent, exceptional, amazing. We can't do what LeBron does, right? But then you've got all these other people sitting courtside, really living vicariously through their energy. And the thing about us people with a lot of energy is like we have to do certain things to keep. I know that for me to have as much energy as I have to have, I live a very disciplined lifestyle. I keep myself far away from the naysayers, far away from energy vampires, far away from, friends who don't feed my soul. I don't put crap in my body. I exercise every day. My diet is primarily fruit, vegetables, legumes. You know what I'm saying? But this is a small price to pay for the exuberance, the energy, the soulfulness that I have. So if you're not doing the things that I'm doing, you don't get to live vicariously through me. Because life is reciprocal, and those are the only relationships that I accept. Relationships of reciprocity. You're not giving me anything, I'm not giving you anything. And I need for the creatives to really understand that. I really need for the creatives to really get that you're the commodity. That you're the battery, that you're the fuel. And when we talk about the sale of one's soul, I can run my mouth on this thing all day. I can be on social media speaking my perspective all day because I didn't take an oath of silence. I wasn't paid to keep quiet. Now, for those of you who have, you've sold your human rights, your God-given rights, like your ability of freedom of speech, your ability to express yourself. You sold that for money. And I'm not saying that with any judgment really applied here. Because again, I believe in free will. That was your choice to do. You assessed how valuable it was to speak freely. And you said, you know what, I don't really need to be able to express myself. But for me, I'm like, nah, that's everything to me. That's very, very important to me. I would never allow anybody to offer me any monetary gain to keep quiet and not be able to express myself. That seems like hell to me. For some people, it's not. And so dealing with the consequences of your actions, I remember one time, I'll close with this story. I remember my mother, it was really tough on me when I first had my son. And I said, Mom, I need your help. And she was like, this is your child. You made the decision to have a baby. You made the decision to, choose the partner that you had a child with. I'm out of this. And she had told me that when I was pregnant. She said, I'm not going to be able to help you out like that. Thank God she changed her mind. But I told her at that time, I said, Mom, Grandma helped you. Grandma helped you a lot. And guess what she said to me? She said, sweetheart, that was my blessing, not yours. Life does not have a one-size-fits-all approach. Certain things are certain people's blessings. You can't be mad at me because of my blessing. You have your own. Just because you decide to ignore the blessings that you've been bestowed doesn't mean that you don't have them. Or if you made the decision to sell your soul, to sell your human rights for monetary gain, well, you didn't invite me to the party when you were throwing your lavish party, your lavish life with all the money that you get from the sale of your soul. So I'm not here to share your disposition or the aftermath or your regret or your remorse for the sale of your soul. Deal with the repercussions of your own decisions. Peace.